everyone, it's Orly here, and we are back with another episode of Seeds of Success. If you are new to the show, I am one of the hosts, and as always, my other, I don't want to say you don't belong to me, but Dottie is the other host, not co-host. We're both hosts, right? Or
That's
I don't
it.
know. If anything, you're the main host and I'm the co-host. It doesn't really matter. I think
Okay.
we're equals, right?
I agree.
And speaking of host, we have a third today, a special guest host, which, by the way, he's actually been back here a couple of times. So, I think
Away, yay!
he's the most returned guest host that we've had. We have Kyle Thornburn. He is works over at Sun Valley Lanes in Lincoln, Nebraska, and I've been lucky enough to visit that center, and I was amazed when I walked in that center. It is such a cool center. I mean, I'm a huge arcade guy. They got this arcade. They have laser tag. They have golf in the back. I mean, it is such a great place. So, Kyle, thanks for joining the show again.
Of course. Thanks for having me on again. Love to talk. So whenever.
Yeah, today's episode, Dottie, we have Ready, Set, Grow. So, do you want to kind of let everyone know what today we're going to be talking about?
Yeah, absolutely. One of the things that Sun Valley Lanes does really well is that they do a nice job on social media. And Kyle, I understand that you are a big part of what goes on social media. Is that right?
Yeah, me and Brian, we're kind of like a duo team when it comes to the marketing and social media aspect. And I don't want to just see me and Brian because even the rest of the team is always, sending me stuff and sending me things to post or like, hey, this would be a good idea. So yeah, it's a team effort for sure. I don't want to take all the credit.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, let me ask you this. A lot of people really hesitate with social media because maybe they feel that they don't have the skills that are necessary to create the content or whatever. And really, there's a lot of different ways that you can approach it, right? What do you use to create your content most of the time?
Yeah, so it just depends. We use Adobe Express for like graphics, flyers, lately they have these new animation feature that they just released so we can make like video ads essentially that like tumble in on the words, or they'll have like a video background of snow or something like that. So Brian and I have been experimenting with those a lot, and they're really cool. They kind of catch your eye. We even made a few and threw them on our kiosk in the center. So you're walking by and you see, a picture of a burger getting made, dropping on itself, and you're like, oh, that looks delicious. So just
Yeah.
things like that. And otherwise, I mean, just my phone, like I'll just take a photo of something and post it. It doesn't even have to be fancy. Just make sure the photo looks okay, touch it up a little bit, and you're good to go.
And that's a good thing. I think people are scared sometimes in some of the programs, or they say like, oh, I don't know how to use Photoshop, or I don't know how to do this. It's all about just kind of messing around with it. And once you kind of start doing it, you kind of just move things around. You start to see like, oh wow, this looks kind of cool, and it actually kind of boosts your confidence. I used to be that way, and I'm like, oh wow, look, I made this. Check this out, and it's pretty exciting. And then it kind of gets you going even more, and you want to kind of you kind of want to build more or do different things. So yeah, that's definitely something you want to do. Don't be scared of it. Just kind of dive into it, and you can learn a lot.
Yeah, and Kyle, you mentioned that you use Adobe Express. That's a great tool to use. There's other things. There's Canva. There's even free versions of a lot of the stuff that's available. There's one called Poster My Walls. So there are tools available. It's just a matter of playing with them a little bit and finding them. But you said something, about your phone, and we know that when you can see something that is in the center. This is something that we've talked about before. When you are posting something on social media, there's so much value in using your own center for the images, because it's a dissatisfier when you walk in and you see a center that doesn't match what you've seen on social media or on the website. And we all are equipped with a cell phone. Almost all of us have a cell phone, and the cameras on them are amazing these days. And to have it in your hand at all times and be able to snap something, or I know Orly and I do this a lot. We've got our phones out all the time, and a lot of the coolest things that we capture for TikTok are just little, oh my gosh, that's so cute, and hit record, and then the next thing you know, you brought somebody along for that experience. So I like the fact that you do use your phone as part of your social media plan and capturing content. The other thing that I have to mention is that You guys do a fabulous job about bringing the customer along and letting them be a part of the journey when y'all are doing new things. So y'all did it when y'all did the renovation, and you recently installed the Neoverse. And can you tell us a little bit about your approach to the social media plan that you had in place for that?
Yeah, absolutely. So the Neoverse, if anyone listening has not looked into that, I encourage you highly to go to Cubica's Facebook page or YouTube and just watch a video because it will blow your mind. It's crazy. Even looking at it every day on shift behind the desk, I look at it and I'm like, wow, I can't believe this is in front of me. But essentially, we made like a little announcement to our league bowlers and other league members, cornhole, volleyball, that we were going to be replacing our masking units. All we said is they were going to be pretty much LED light masking units, so no one knew what was coming down the pipeline, and none of the staff outside of the manager staff, no one. So I kind of took the approach of playing into that, posted a picture of the old masking units and said, we'll be gone soon. Once they were gone, it was literally, you could just see the pin spotters back there, which was super cool because not a lot of people have seen a pin spotter in their life. So being able to see that, you're bowling, you can see the pins getting set and like going inside of the pin spotter. It was cool for a little while. And then we got kind of antsy because the shipment process did take a while, but it's also a big, huge, LED light up screen. So it's going to take a while to get to you. So once it got here, Brody, who's our food and beverage manager, was unloading them. And he sent me pictures in the truck of the boxes because I wasn't here that day. So that was, going back to my teamwork aspect, he just sent me the photos and he's like, hey, took these for you. I figured you might want to post them since you've been kind of hinting at what's going on. So I posted those, and then once we got them all set up and they were on the lanes inside their boxes, I took photos of those one day and posted that. And then eventually the big day came and install came, and we posted about it, and Brian made like a 20-minute video of it, and it's just taken off from there. People love it. We did watch parties with Husker football games and there's all sorts of stuff. We just put the volleyball game on there for the Elite Eight game, and it's just been awesome. And taking people on that journey is fun because they kind of get to see what we're experiencing through getting that stuff, and we're excited about that. Like, it's not, oh, we're getting new masking units, yay. Like, no, we were excited. Like, the management team could not wait to see this thing when John showed it to us, and that's important. And it's important that our customers are also excited for the things that are going to be going on in our center.
And that's what I want to note here is your enthusiasm came through in your social media. It was very obvious that you guys were all on board with that. And I think that's a really good message that we need to reinforce here is your social media, you carried that customer on your journey. You allowed them to be a part of what you were excited about, and they picked up on that. So by the time it got installed and they were ready to try it, they were already excited about it and they hadn't even really, experienced it. So kudos to you guys for doing that. And anytime you can let the customer be a part of your story, I think that's a great way to do it because then they feel like there's ownership for them.
Yeah, we just recently did the same thing with our pins too. We replaced all the pins in all 32 lanes, and all I did was simply, say new pins coming soon, posted pictures of the old pins. The new ones got delivered and they have to sit for a while, which is something I learned recently. So they're literally just in the box in the back, and I take a picture of that and say, these are coming soon. And I mean, people love that stuff. It's crazy.
They absolutely do.
Not that I just want to plug my other show, but on Tech Tip Podcast, I actually had John Lucido, the owner of Sun Valley Lanes, talk about replacing pins, putting new pins. Because, there is a process, and sometimes people don't know that whole process, especially they might be new to industry or maybe they're just a customer.
Yeah, I think that, like you said, when customers are learning something about your business, they feel like they're a part of that business. And I think that that's just been a great way for you guys to do it. And I encourage everybody that's out there listening, look at opportunities to let your customer be a part of that story. Give them ownership into what's going on. Kyle, I appreciate you being so open and sharing what you guys do in social media. You do a great job. All of you guys over at Sun Valley Lanes do a great job. I have thoroughly enjoyed watching the evolution of Neoverse at your center. So keep up the good work. And listeners, if you haven't tuned in to Sun Valley Lanes and Games on social media, do so. And you can get a little bit of what we've been talking about on today's show. You'll be able to see that in action. So, Kyle, thank you very much for being our guest today. Orly, it's always a pleasure to be in the same room with you. So thank you guys for sharing your time today. And viewers, listeners, thank you for tuning in. Share this with your staff. And if you have not subscribed to Seeds of Success, please do so today. And we look forward to another episode next week of Seeds of Success.